All right, we're going live right now, boys. We are live. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Cap Raise episode 25, a Last Cloudia podcast. Today, we have the newest content, not content, but the newest character, Murren, and his UR arc available. Again, we do have my boy, that Zero.
Hey, what's up?
And Jawline.
What's up, everyone?
All right, guys. So, of course, I was not able to get the unit again. It's okay. It was general, but I did try. No luck. I had a bunch of tickets and was not able to get it. Zero wasn't either, but Jawline was able to get it. So he is going to be leading the podcast today because he's able to get some play with the character, unlike us. But he will be leading it, like I said. And so you could take over from here, Jawline.
All right. Thanks, DK. Yeah, so Murren, just to speak about him, kind of surprised that we got well, not kind of surprised, but like we got a perm unit, and you know how rare perm units are. But if we head over to the gacha and look at his stats and him being maxed out, so he's a machine typing. Makes sense since he's in the little mech unit, so that's pretty cool. First things first, his sprite work, amazing. I love it. I don't know about you guys, but I think his sprite work is really great. I think Zero, you're a fan of his sprite work.
Yeah, and his base art too. So like everything we see on the screen right now, I love it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Really nice.
Yep, fantastic.
So yeah, he's a machine type. So we, for the most part, we get humans, right? He himself is a human, but I guess he's getting the machine typing from the mech. So it's very. I don't think we've ever, well, not ever, but we rarely get machines. I think it was, 2B, A2, and then 9S, and then we got Alice. There's not a lot of machines, is what I'm trying to say. So it's another good addition to the machine typing. So his HP, 7,409, pretty high.
I thought that was really high. I thought it was like super high when I first saw it. That was a little outrageous, man.
Yeah, and it can definitely, like, once you build them and whatnot, that HP can be pretty high, especially with one of his traits that comes into play. We'll head over that in a little bit. But MP 231, nothing too crazy. His STR and defense though, those are pretty high. 1453 STR, defense 1512. And then he doesn't really have that much int or mind, so that's kind of to be expected. So overall, his stats, I like him. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Moving, I don't know if you guys have anything to add about his stats.
No, but I was sorry, I was messing with the settings real quick. Yeah, you're right. That sprite though, it's so funny that we're talking about the sprite though, because I remember someone had mentioned that inside the guild you just see him. You don't see anybody else because he kind of takes up the whole screen. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, no, that he's definitely that sprite is probably one of the best. Like, I mean, it's really detailed and and it looks almost identical to the picture as well. So yeah, really cool. And then when I first saw his strength and defense, and I was like, oh wow, like yeah, damn, stacked. And then the HP, yeah. So for a general unit, I'm glad that we're seeing stats like that. Honestly. That threw me off guard.
Clearly built like a bruiser.
Yeah, really.
Mm-hmm.
I want him a lot. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna talk about this because then I'm gonna pull from, and it's gonna end up really bad, and then I'm gonna get shit from Zero for pulling on a general pull.
Okay, well, since I've already given you some shit about it and all that sort of stuff, I've done literally 0 pulls. So I said, you know what, fuck it, we'll do our paid. We'll do some paid summons.
What a hypocrite, bro! Oh my god.
I'm not gonna use any of my regular gems on it, but
that's true.
What are you doing?
He's doing a pull right now.
Just the basic step up.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, the cheap step up. Nothing.
So while he does that, I did do some pulls, and of course, I getting the unit would be ideal, but I got the UR, so I'm very happy about that. Definitely a really cool UR. But I swear, if he gets both, because Zero's crazy like that, I'm gonna be pissed.
I mean, this is not very many summons.
I mean. All it takes is one.
It really does, yeah. I don't know if you saw one of the guys in my Discord. He actually did, I think, in the third step up, he got 2 copies of the UR.
Nice.
Yeah, so pretty dumb.
Yeah.
All
right.
Watch him get everything right here. I swear.
Yeah.
If he
He's
does,
6
we're
gold.
ending
I'm
the
not even.
podcast.
Yeah. Let me see. Watch break on gold. What is it? I can't.
Is it
It's
gold?
gold. Yeah, it's gold.
I knew it.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, oh no!
It's just gonna be a dupe.
Like,
Don't worry.
yeah,
I got
1,
nothing,
2,
nothing but garbage rolling for Alice.
3.
Oh,
Red. It's
it's red. Oh my
red.
God.
Some red though.
It's a character.
He's gonna
I
give
swear.
her.
I
Easy
swear. I
Murren.
tell y'all, like you don't get Zero's
Easy Murren,
luck.
Don't worry about it.
He's gonna get 3 reds. Like so dumb. 2 reds.
Dude.
Wow. Wow! I told you. I told you. What
Are
the
you
hell? I'm
kidding
dead
me?
ass serious, bro. I'm dead ass serious. Watch him get Murren too. I swear to God.
Are
I
you
swear to
fucking
God.
kidding me?
I swear to God. Did I not just call
What?
that? Did I not just call
Oh.
that?
My God.
Best
Wow.
$10 ever.
What the
I
fuck?
told you. I told you.
Holy shit.
I told you. Dude, my Discord is so lucky. You ask anybody in this Discord, when we stay up late at night and that shit goes down, everybody gets what they want. I'm not even kidding. And I call it too. I called that shit before it happened. It's on
What
camera.
the
man.
hell?
I told you. I told you. This is zero. This is zero, bro. Anyways, you know what? Leave the damn podcast, Zero. I don't want to talk to you right now.
Yeah, you just take it over.
Just
Zero. I
fucking
don't
take it
even
over,
care.
bro. I don't even care that you didn't even test the character. Just go ahead and take it over.
I'm just gonna go ahead and start upgrading the boy. So
Yeah.
you get into
Yeah.
doing whatever you're gonna do here, Jawline.
Oh
I'm
my
convinced it is.
God.
Oh,
and
man.
that's on the podcast. This mother damn.
Well then,
Can't believe that just happened.
I don't think
Oh.
anything I say after this point is gonna be worth it.
My-
So
I mean,
Bro,
let's
we're
just
not
end the
changing
podcast.
much, are we?
No.
it's that man bun, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh man.
It adds +5 to
Yo,
luck.
I will pay his
That's the
wife
secret.
$100 to cut this shit off at night. I swear to God.
Dude, if I don't have it up, my hair is like the worst thing in the world. Like, you think this is bad. It's so bad if I don't have it up.
Oh my God. All right.
Okay.
Shala, he stole all the fire for this podcast.
You know what? First and
All right,
foremost-
guys. Thanks for stopping by. Podcast is over. Like, this is done.
Congrats, Zero. but
Congrats,
also
Zero.
fuck you.
Yeah, seriously, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so with that excitement, let's go on to the exciting part.
Moral of the story: pay for general pool unit.
yeah,
Good
checks for
Lord.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Go for them.
seriously. Go broke. Ugh.
Oh my God. Okay, so that was pretty exciting. Moving into Murren's attribute resistances, these 20 res to fire, neutral to ice, 20 to earth, minus 20 to thunder. Makes sense. He's a machine.
Mhm.
He's neutral to light and neutral to dark. I myself am not a fan. Like, whenever a unit comes out, the first thing I look for is light and dark. Whenever, like, if I happen to get the unit and their resistances are neutral, I don't like it just because of, PvP and like gaze at the end and whatnot. But that's a real niche thing that only I probably look at. So he's really weak to, well, not really weak, but he's pretty weak to thunder. Makes sense. He's a machine typing. His ailment resistances, though, he's resistant to poison, blind, silence, curse, and illness.
Oh.
He's weak to to stun, so that makes perfect sense. But Logia is the only other unit, right, that's res to everything.
Mhm.
Is that right? Logia?
Oh, I believe so. Let me see. Is
That
he?
might be. That might be the case.
Pretty sure Logia is like the only unit that's res to everything.
You're probably right on that. I
Logia
could be
is.
wrong.
Yep, he's res everything. You are
Yeah.
100% right.
So that's pretty neat to have gotten got a unit that's almost like Logia in the terms of resistances.
Mhm.
But obviously this man's weak to thunder. It makes total sense.
Right.
So yeah, element resistances, really neat. That
Hmm.
stun being weak though, that's a pretty big boo boo there. But
Wait, which one?
everything the weak to stun.
Oh yeah. I made a big
Yeah.
old bad assumption on that. I completely didn't read the whole trait one. I said he could run through thunder. I don't know what it was like late at night. I was like, oh, non. Didn't read the non. I was like, oh, this man's gonna run through lightning gauge. Get over it.
Mhm.
Yeah, no.
I mean, lightning gauge isn't super common anyway, so
Oh really? Yeah, I've seen your damn PvP matches.
Well, yeah, but I'm the outlier. I'm not common. Dude, I'm running Shido right now. I'm running tank Shido and
okay, yeah, all right, make it happen, man.
Yeah, I'm not the example.
No.
So yeah, his stats, his attribute resistances, and his element resistance. I think overall, I'm just really I'm more excited about his element resistance than everything else.
Yeah.
Not that all the other two are bad, but I'm just more excited about his element resistance.
They're so good. I mean, it's rare that we ever get something like that. And then like you can just add that little one resist for 5 SC and boom, resistance to everything.
Yeah. Or just use, the MP ring that gives you a +1 to everything. So that's pretty neat. So yeah, moving into his abilities.
Or 0. Or what? Or what? You are? We'll get there in a second. Yeah, we'll get there in a second.
So moving into his abilities is S1 Earth Shaker, frontal jumping medium area fire combo attack. Real quick, just to give a quick summary, his S1 surprisingly super spammable. Like I was impressed at how quickly I could spam this skill. So that's pretty neat that he can spam it that often. His S2, Wild Impact, wide area, long range fire combo attack around the target, punch attack damage cap plus 30,000. So things to note with his S2. His S2, you can do it from anywhere on the map. It fires a rocket. It's got like 3 moves. It fires a rocket. The rocket hits. It does a little explosion. And then he follows it up by shooting rockets after the rocket impact. The punch is only 1 hit. So it's the punch, the explosion after the punch, and then the rockets. So that 1 hit of the punch is the only thing that gets to 30,000. It's not the entire skill. It's just the initial punch that gets to 30K.
I mean, that's kind of to be expected.
Right.
At this point.
They're doing it a lot.
They do lots of stuff.
Yeah. And another thing to note, just like Roy's S3, if he misses it, it just gets completely nullified. So the same thing with Murren. If his S2 initially, like the initial hit misses, it just becomes null.
Oh, wow.
From what I've seen, maybe there's something else to it, but just from what I've seen, his S2 just goes null. And then his S3, Spiral Dasher, charge and deal a frontal medium area fire combo attack that pushes enemies. His S3 does a really good amount of break. I believe I used him in Martigate, and 2 S3s when he's built on a breaker build, he breaks them in 2 S3s. So it's been a while since we had gotten like a really like good or decent breaker, and Murren is definitely there. He can do the job just fine. Thing to note with his S3, he can do it from anywhere on the map, but when he starts it, it's like a wind up, and then he like slowly dashes to the enemy. And obviously when he hits the enemy, as it says, it pushes the enemy, unless they have like, flinch resist, or if you're going up against a boss that can't be moved, he just won't move the boss. Like he'll just run into them like a wall pretty much. And then here, look at Zero. He's just already
look at that big ass
Murren.
smile on his face, man.
What in the world?
I mean, I've gotten, I had 2 rainbow potions. I may as well E5 them right away.
Nice.
Yield rewards OP.
Oh yeah. And then moving on to special ultimate weapon, powerful frontal wide area combo attack. So this is the entire enemy, or all the enemies. It's not a single target. It's just all the enemies. The same thing with his S2 punch attack damage cap plus 100,000 this time instead of 30K. I believe I haven't tested it, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume that the punch attack is 1 hit, and then followed up by the rest of his hits on everyone else. But I think that punch attack is just 1 hit of 100K. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it's the same way as Wild Impact. So out of all of his skills, or his 1, 2, and 3, his S2 is my favorite, just because you can do it from anywhere on the map. It's pretty spammable as well. It's not as spammable as his S1, but his S2 is still pretty good on the DPS. So yeah, pretty cool. Fire. Obviously, he's a fire unit, as all of his skills are fire.
Yeah, definitely one of the coolest generals right now.
And then moving on to his traits, his trait 1, hard metal research. Chance to
I'd also
resist.
real quick,
Go.
just because you just noted that he's a fire unit, I've
Yeah.
recently seen a ton of people being like, "Hey, I got Kagasuchi. Really sucks I don't have a good fire unit at all." And if we think about it, as outside of like Roy, what are good fire units we have? And don't tell me Carol.
Oh, hold up. Nah,
Like
Uh,
it's all limited units, I'm pretty sure.
like
well,
in
I guess shift Merity if you just spam her S1.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, so she's totally she's an option. So shift
But
Merity.
I've seen some
it's
pretty
Now we
cool
have
just
stuff
those
with. I know
two.
Vaughn's like really outdated, but I've seen some pretty cool stuff with Vaughn. I
Yeah.
mean, you know.
Okay, cool. Then I guess we'll say BB Shin too if we're gonna talk
Yeah,
about
I mean
Yeah.
they exist.
Yeah.
They exist, but they're older. We have, as this is say, we haven't had an
Yeah,
updated
it's
fire
not
unit.
good. Yeah, it's not good enough. It's
Yeah.
not good enough.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, so it's just cool to actually see a good fire unit.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's great. And in the general pool, no less. So
Yeah.
anyway, sorry.
No,
Continue.
you're fine. So trait 1, hard metal research, chance to resist flinch from non-thunder physical attacks. So this, I mean, he's gonna get destroyed by Mikasa because Mikasa, in arena, but he has a chance to resist flinch from every other attack that isn't thunder physical. That's pretty cool. I think what is it? Zuglis has something to resist flinch attacks, but so it's I guess it's similar to that, except his is if he gets hit by thunder attacks, physical attacks, he'll get flinched. But that's pretty cool. He's got like I don't know the percentage. I'd imagine it'd be kind of high since like it's resisting everything except except thunder physical attacks.
Yeah.
Um, and then
I've
the
heard in
second part.
general,
Do what?
yeah, I've heard in general he feels like he doesn't get flinched out of his attacks too much, especially like his S3 when it's like charging in across the map and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess I've just heard that he doesn't seem like he loses damage often from flinch, so appears to do its job well enough.
All right, cool. Yeah. As second part of his hard metal research trait, physical attack and special damage taken minus 60%,
That's crazy.
but magic attack damage taken plus 20%. So this minus 60%, okay, so the other highest one that we had was what is it? Shift Gorm, right? His is the minus 50% physical attack, but with Gorm's, as he gets hit, that minus 50% slowly, goes down, but eventually it'll go back up over time. Whereas Murren, he's just cutting 60% physical damage taken.
That's a lot.
That's a
that's
lot,
so
dude.
much.
It's just minus 60%.
Wow.
So that's incredible. And
Yeah.
then moving into the special damage taken, minus 60%. He's gonna be able to live,
Yeah.
boss nukes or just, opening moves that would normally, do a good chunk of damage. So Murren is just off of this is really can be pretty tanky or is pretty tanky. I
Mhm.
haven't like tested his like full tanking ability, but this minus 60% already on physical attack is really great. But also the special damage taken minus 60%. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, I don't even care about that magic damage plus 20.
Not even a little bit.
Not even.
Like
Yeah.
it is so rare that we find enemies that are killing us via magic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That
just,
all I see in my head is minus 60%. Like that's
Yep.
just insane.
all the big threats are physical and especially special.
Right,
So
right.
that's
And
if you're gonna min max somewhere, he's doing
yeah.
it right so far.
Has anybody tried him in arena yet?
Yeah, I took him into arena.
How'd he do?
Just quickly, as a tank, I tested him kind of like prematurely, like I didn't have everything on him.
Right.
But what I did have on him, he can tank really well.
Right.
There was times where he just like his guarding animation is he like turns to the side and like puts his arm up to like block the attacks,
Yeah.
and he was pretty much just tanking all the hits. Like there was like those very random moments where he just like loses it and just like gets popped. But for the most part, he does a very good job at tanking.
Wow.
So yeah, I was I mean it was to be expected, right? That minus 60%.
Right.
But I was I was impressed at how well he did tank. Because on paper versus actual use is different or can be different. But in his case, he does a really good job at tanking.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And now that we're in arena, or talking a little bit about arena,
Right.
this magic attack damage taken plus 20%. The only threats in arena that can do magic damage, right, are Shift Eliza. I've seen people use Angela, and then the biggest one is Maja. So that's why I say that I didn't like that he was neutral to light and dark, because Maja exists. Obviously not on defense, he doesn't exist, but just for the sake of, saying, hey, this plus 20%, if there happens to be a defense that does have Murren, he's more than likely going to get, even without like Maja having Machine Geyser, he's more than likely going to get demolished by
Right,
magic.
right.
But I mean, this is only exclusive to arena
Right,
anyways, right?
exactly.
So it's not like Zero said that plus 20%, it doesn't really matter. So yeah.
And that's because we're
And
still
then
not done with this trait one. There's still
yeah.
so much. There's so much of this trait one. When I first read this, minus the big hiccup on the Thunder physical, I was kind of blown away really by how stacked just the trait one was. And then moving on to like the trait two, I was like, holy shit, what are his skills gonna be like? And then that was like, pretty awesome too. So yeah, no. Damn. I like him. I like him a lot.
And then moving on to the final part of his first trait, chance to get stunned when taking thunder magic attacks.
That's freaking
This, I don't
crazy.
know the percentage, so it could be high, it could
Yeah.
be low.
Right.
It doesn't help the fact that he's weak to stun. So I'd imagine him being weak increases the chance even more. So needless to say, he's going to be susceptible to getting stunned from thunder magic attacks, which again is pretty much only in arena, and there's few that I've seen that do run thunder magic. But outside of arena, I don't really think this matters much.
And also, if you want to use them in some weird niche case where you're being threatened by thunder magic, you can just make him nil stun and it's irrelevant.
Right, exactly.
So like,
Yeah, like obviously, right. What Zero said, you can just make him nil to stun, problem solved.
Yeah.
But just right out of the gate, if you ignore the stun and go into arena and someone happens to run lightning gauge, there's a pretty good chance that he's gonna get stunned. But there's like you said, there's a pretty easy fix to that, and just make him nil to stun. That's it. Moving into his second trait, mechanic, machine equipped, machine STR plus 100%, and fire damage plus 40%, and damage cap plus 8,000. So just by equipping a machine, 100% SDR on the machine weapon, fire damage plus 40%, and damage cap plus 8,000. Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's really
cool. I like that
nice.
a lot.
Yeah. So stacked, man. That's crazy.
And then his second part of his second trait, Wave Start, boost units HP and defense based on the number of machine types and party, max plus 40%. He can only have 4 party members, right, in arena or in multiplayer. So that does include himself. So just by, if he's the only one, he's at least going to get 10% more HP and defense. I probably should have tested, or at least investigated, if this goes away when he dies, or if it gets reapplied. I haven't tested it. If someone has, feel free to comment. But this isn't a buff. Like it's not like a 40-second buff. It's just when you start, boom, you get 40%, or the amount of percentage. You just get it. It's not a buff. It's not an icon.
Great.
Yeah.
Very nice. So it works more like Crestbane, or like those ones that cite your int to add to strength and all that sort of stuff. Like it's that type of effect.
Yeah,
so I'd imagine
you just get it.
Yeah, so I'd imagine if those put us through death, this absolutely should as well.
Right. Again, I haven't tested it. If someone has, feel free to leave a comment. But I'd imagine it goes away because it says wave start, but then again, it's not a buff, so it could stay, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this HP and defense plus 40%, should you happen to have 4 machine types in your party, that's pretty nice. That's a good chunk of HP and a good chunk of defense. So that's nothing to laugh about, or just like scoff away. Oh, only 40%. No, that's a good chunk of HP and defense.
Minus 60.
Well, and not only that, but there's a bonus. Like some people be like, oh, this is kind of a niche, but his charisma also helps all of your machine types. So like just simply throwing machine mimicry across the board, like pretty easy to do. You know, like this feels like Adis creating a niche that's super duper broad, so you're not pigeonholed into stupid gimmicks.
You know what?
know?
Even in arena, not many people use Machine Slayer. Like I said, we don't have a lot of machines, so people don't typically bring Machine
Yep.
Slayer. So when bringing in Machine Mimic, you're turning units into that. Or if you're running like a full machine team, like let's say you have the near squad and Alice. I mean, and then of course I would probably just use the mimics as well. So I mean, that's a lot of defense like coming out like a battle
Yeah.
start. So no, that's awesome.
So trait 1, amazing. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
I like it. Trait 2, I'm a big fan of it. The damage cap, the HP, the defense. It's a really good kit, and I think it fits his whole aesthetic. Like he's in a mech. He can be defensive. He's also got a little rocket launcher. He can be offensive. So I think his kit overall is really great, really solid, and I'm a big fan of it. I don't know where you guys stand on it.
No, dude, I'm jealous of Zero's pull right now, and I want the unit.
I think he's one of the, so far from what we've seen, definitely one of the better built general pool units we've seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
For sure. Like he's an amazing addition.
I love the hybrid tank / DPS because I mean I'm sure that he's pretty good on DPS too, right?
Oh yeah, I've used
Yeah.
him, and he can definitely do DPS. Obviously, we've got other DPSs, but for him and his kit and using him, he feels not too difficult to cap with when building him. But when you do get him to cap and hit pretty hard, his damage numbers or his consistent damage is really nice. So he's a very good physical DPS as well as being able to be a good tank in arena or just in the PvE when it comes to bosses ults and whatnot.
Right. So we had we never did a podcast on Granados, and Granados was the most recent kind of like what they try to do, like a hybrid / DPS. And I did get Granados, but like no one really talked about him. He's kind of just like, he kind of got left behind.
We literally skipped the
we
podcast.
literally skipped his whole podcast segment. Like it was kind of crazy. So, and Granados, I felt like he was supposed to be like the DOH version of Murren. I'm saying that right? You're saying, what are you saying? You're saying Murren?
Murren.
I'm saying Murren. I don't know.
Murren.
We're all gonna be like Loug, Luxeus. I mean, it's gonna be that's just the
Loug.
LC vibe, when it comes to name dropping. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, Granados. That's why I was asking, because I was wondering, because Granados does take. I felt like I had to put a lot into him just to get him to cap, and where you're telling me here that he's just capping like no problem. So now I'm like, damn, is he?
I mean, I wouldn't say no problem. Like you just got to give him the standard, with the standard. Okay, so with the standard physical DPS skills, right? That you would give a physical DPS unit. Yeah, he can cap. Like I haven't been in a position to where oh man, I need this in order to cap. Like just building him as your generic physical DPS unit. Yeah, he can cap.
Damn, so sick. And there's a lot of things that are weakness to fire, so that's really cool.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to his skills or his kit. I mean, so mechanical charisma. First of all, this is the first general pool unit that has a charisma.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like Zero had mentioned, huh?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I didn't realize it. Yeah, I didn't think about that either.
He's literally the first general pool unit that has a charisma. And then with Zero mentioning the just slapping on machine mimicry for his trait 2 for him to get some HP and defense. If you happen to add machine mimicry to your units, now they get 30% more STR as well as 30% more defense. So that's pretty cool.
That's so crazy, man.
That's
Seriously.
some big boy numbers.
It really is.
Yeah, 30%.
Yeah.
Like defense on arena just got so much more interesting with this guy. Like
maybe we'll see.
I really want to see what you guys can do with that. I'm curious. I know Jawline's definitely gonna do some testing on that.
I'll play with it.
Oh, that's right. You will play with it now. I'll just watch in the background.
So yeah, general pool unit has a charisma, STR, and defense plus 30% to machine type allies. Really cool. I like it. Very nice. And moving on, defense up max, fighting spirit 3, HP and STR, Fighting Spirit 4, HP, 10% HP and STR. Resolve up 5, Defense and Mind, plus 12%. We got Guard, Vigilance, Heal Guard, and then Guard Charge. So he's got some of the Guard package. Not all of them, not all of it, but he does come with some of it. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Machine Buster. Give physical attacks special and counter an anti-machine type effect. So it gives physical, special, and counter the killer damage. And I think the Busters, right? This is the first. Well, not. Is this the first time that we see Busters, or is there?
No, Roland has Godbuster.
Yeah, Godbuster.
Oh, that's right.
And I believe
Yeah.
we just got Godbuster on.
Yeah, we just on the art.
the UR. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it's pretty cool. Because I don't know for what. Let's okay. So physical attacks get machine. Slayer. Cool. If you happen to want to hit hard with special damage or with ults, I guess now you can, but only on machines. This counter though, the effect on counter, I don't know how.
It's
I don't
just
think that's
there.
really-
It's just
like,
there
it's
for
just
now.
there.
I think that
yeah,
for the
here's-
future.
Yeah, it's gonna be a year from now. Counter's gonna be broken, and we don't know how the
Watch.
hell it's gonna be.
Exactly.
But someday, counter's gonna be broken,
It
and they
is.
just keep giving us pieces for it.
There will be a full-on counter unit, and this is going to prepare us for that.
So okay, speaking of the counter, real quick, I didn't cover his regular attacks, but his regular attack, garbage, straight shit.
I heard that.
It's so slow, bro. It is. Oh my god, I hate it. Like everything else is cool about him, but his regular attacks, absolute garbage. I don't like it.
So no
Like
goddess.
it's ranged, okay, cool, but it's such a slow animation. Like he hits incredibly slow.
Yeah. Well,
Like Claire slow?
this is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
If he had good auto attacks, they'd have to make him a DOH unit.
Right. Which I
I mean,
seriously
yeah.
thought he was, man. When I saw the charisma, I was like, when I was doing the video, I was like, okay, what is this? Like, and then apparently they corrected me, they're like, oh, this is they say he was a general. I was like, but there's a charisma and there's a UR with him and there's this.
If I'm being honest, it kind of feels like his power level and like him getting released with a UR. It's like he was supposed to be DOH, and then the last minute they're like, "Oh shit, we're supposed to out like 4 general pool units."
Right?
Like, we're scheduled to put out a permanent unit right now.
Yes.
Let's just put him in the perm pool. I'm sure people will be happy about it,
Right.
and we are.
Yeah, no, we're definitely happy.
Oh, yeah.
But like, he's from what I've seen so far, like he could totally be DOH and like be pretty solid as a DOH.
Yeah, this is the most I've been
yeah.
excited for a general since Shift Maddie. Maddine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't really been that excited for a general since then. Because I mean, whenever they first announced Shift Maddine, I was so excited. I wanted it so bad, and I really haven't cared for one since. And then this guy just looks like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
So-
he's real nice.
Neck
Yeah.
Pillow Gorm changed the game, man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
He just wasn't very hype, but you know, he aged like fine wine.
Oh yeah,
covered in
definitely.
glitter and jewels, you know.
Yeah, so Machine Buster, pretty cool. New. I like it just because it's new, and I'm assuming we're gonna see more of these in the future, just because the arc, as you guys said, has Godbuster. So yeah, look forward to seeing those. Machine Mastery. When unit has machine type, give an anti-stone type effect to physical and magic attacks. And special and counter. Jesus Christ. So this mastery is essentially Stone Slayer,
Yeah.
Stone Geyser, and then specials and counter now get the Stone Killer damage or Slayer damage or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. So that's a lot
I want
just
more.
on this
Yeah.
first part.
So I'm curious if they went back or if they plan on going back to change the other masteries to also cover all of this stuff. Because like in the past, all the masteries have just been like you take less damage from stuff and you do like you do Slayer damage basically
Right,
against
yeah.
that type.
There wasn't magic
this
on
is-
him?
I don't
No,
think so.
it only had physical. There was no
Really?
magic, there's
Yeah.
no special, there's no counter.
Wow.
But now this is basically Buster plus Geyser.
They might fix it then. Yeah, no, they might.
Yeah, Buster
Maybe.
and Geyser. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, obviously, it's only exclusive to Stones, but it's the fact that it's a lot of Slayers in one part of the skill.
Found you right here. 2023 anniversary. Brute mastery. Watch.
Brute mastery.
Imagine that.
Oh god.
I can't wait to see some new people in the general help channel being like, "Hey, what's the best magic to teach him? I saw that he does magic damage in in his kit."
Oh, okay. Moving on to the other part of his machine mastery. Damage taken from stones minus 10%. So this is essentially stone shield, right?
Mm.
And then skill damage plus 10% because why not?
Dude.
And that's just free. That's
That's
not even
free.
just-
Yeah.
It's just
Not even a
free.
stone.
Just 10% more skill damage.
Thank
See,
you,
that's new
Adis.
too.
Yeah.
So like,
That's new. Yeah. So the other masteries are exclusive to a specific, enemy typing that you do more damage.
Who-
This is just skill
Who
damage.
has the other mastery, real quick? Is it Roland, right? Doesn't Roland have a mastery?
No, like
Oh, he's got Buster.
yeah, Shift Rim has creature mastery.
Is it the same as
Lancevale-
this?
No, it's not, but it's called mastery. That's what he's
Right.
asking about.
Yeah.
Lancevale has sniper mastery.
Oh man, I gotta go back and look at those.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
all of them were pretty much just like you take 10% less damage from that type and you have Slayer damage against that type.
Wow.
And that's it. I would love if they take these masteries in the route of what they're starting to do for the enhances
Mhm.
for elements, where they each have like their own flavor. Like
Right.
if you have machine mastery,
Oh.
that's skill boost plus some other shit like
Wait.
Buster and stuff.
Hold
What?
on. They did change the old ones.
Oh,
They did update the others.
I'm
Oh,
okay, so I'm looking at
Okay,
Lancevale.
alright.
Soldier mastery. When unit has soldier type, give physical, magic, special, counterattacks, and anti-sniper type effect.
They did change it. Nice.
Damage from snipers minus 10%, and then SDR plus 10%.
huh.
SDR. Okay, cool. So they did do that then. That's great.
Wow.
So masteries are kind of
Interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
So whoever has Drip Lord Rim, go check him out. Do Creature Slayer. does.
That's really cool.
That's I feel like we should have seen that in the news. Did I miss that?
I didn't check the news, so maybe it was.
Oh
in
man,
there.
you
I don't even know
where's that at? I don't ever check this shit.
So yeah, machine mastery has, and then the other masteries apparently have been updated. So that's really neat.
Love it.
I mean, obviously, it's exclusive to the specific enemy type,
Right.
but still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Those are way cooler now.
Yeah. So moving on, Fiend Shield. I believe Ruto has this. Does anyone else have Fiend Shield?
I'm pretty positive somebody
think
does.
it's just
Merity,
Ruto.
Merity might. Merity might
Merity?
have it. I don't know. I'm pretty positive somebody else has it, but either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
cool.
so damage from monster type enemies minus 20%. Beast, fish, plant, insect, bird, and creature.
I love it.
Cool.
It's nice.
Anti-type shield. Anti-type effect attack damage taken minus 10%. And I like this because it doesn't say specifically like machine. Since he's a machine, right? You would assume, hey, he's gonna take minus 10% from Machine Slayer.
Yeah, so he's all Slayer, right?
So like if he's got Veldora's blessing that happens to give like the I run it in arena, it gives him dragon mimicry as well as the minus 15% physical damage taken. So then people that have Dragon Slayer or Divinity, it's not in Divinity Slayer, is it? Dragon Slayer?
Divinity.
Yes,
it is?
Yeah, Dragons
Okay.
and Divinity. Yep.
Okay. So now he's taking minus 10% just from all Slayer damage. It's not specific to just machine. So that's pretty cool. I like this. Auto Brave, Auto Protection, just because why not? More physical damage reduction.
Yeah, just even more.
Fire Drive, 10% physical, 10% special damage. Pretty cool. Fire Mega Drive, fire
Nice.
physical attack and special damage plus 30%. Fire physical and special, cap
Love it.
2,000. And then because why not? Fire attack raise 3. Fire attack damage plus 30%. And then another 2k cap.
For your fire magic users. Have fun with that.
Really good. Yeah, I was surprised he got these two, to be honest. Shockwave 2, cool. I'm not complaining. I'll take it for free. Machine High Boost, neat. And then in case you wanted a little bit more damage cap,
Why not?
Machine Mega Boost.
So-
2k. So Mega Drive, attack raise 3, and Mega Boost, 6k. Boom.
Dude, it's
On
so
top
good.
of his
He's
8K
so
trait.
stacked on that minus, man.
No, Okay, so just to be clear for anybody curious of how he's looking right now, just looking strictly at damage cap numbers, he's got the base damage cap of Loug now. Like no
Now
help.
he does. Yes.
Yeah.
That's with all these passives,
Yeah.
24k base
Oh, man.
with 0 help.
Don't worry. It gets better. But
We're good.
Minus 10.
Let's move on.
I can't move on. Jawline. I just can't stop staring at this. Damn. Okay. Yo, just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, pretty neat. Armor HP plus 3. Armor equipped plus 20% more HP.
That's awesome.
So if he wasn't tanky, HP spongy enough already, now he's even more. 20% free. I'll take it.
Oh, I'm thinking of the UR now. Okay, keep going.
Bolt boost 3. Power specials plus
Very
50%.
nice.
Neat.
Cool.
I'll take it for free. Why not?
Yep.
Sharp eyes.
Nice.
Really great.
Yes.
Gets it for free.
Cool.
Big fan.
I love
I'll
it.
take it.
I don't know what they were thinking, but I'll take a free sharp eyes on top of every other physical damage boost or damage boost he's got.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
There's more.
Okay. So he's got breaker, it makes sense because it doesn't, like, I'm not complaining that he's got breaker. What I am going to mention is why not give him
Breaker boost.
destroyer.
Oh, destroyer. Nice.
Because you'll see.
Oh. Okay.
We're
So
almost there.
breaker, neat. He does good breaking. He does the thing. Beast Alliance. Fuck off. They can fuck
Get
off.
that shit out of here. No one's gonna use that shit.
Arma-
It's free.
Yeah, I'd
Arma
rather-
medic system. When afflicted with a basic status ailment, chance to recover HP plus 20% and heal the status ailment. I'm sure I could just look this up, but I don't know the percentage to this. I don't know how good it is. I don't know if one of you guys mind doing it.
45% chance. Not bad.
Oh, not bad. Yeah.
That's not
So
bad.
in the event that he gets stunned, which is more than likely going to happen if you aren't putting him on nil, he now has a 45% chance to just completely heal it and then recover
He
HP.
will be on nil. Like, there's no reason not to. He's resistant to everything else. Like,
Well, I mean, you could run him with like Unchained Beast,
right.
so that when he gets it, it gets healed off, and then he gets a bunch of SET back.
There you
Yeah.
go. I mean,
Yeah.
You could do some stuff.
Yeah,
You can do
seriously.
some silly things.
You could. Anyway.
Okay, so moving on to Scylla. I'm pronouncing it Scylla. I don't know if that's correct or not.
Scylla?
I don't know. Scylla. I'm gonna say Scylla system.
I like Scylla. Yeah.
You like
Scylla?
Scylla?
Okay,
Fuck both y'all.
When magically attacked, unit takes minus 35% damage from the magic's attribute once per wave per attribute. Excludes non-attribute.
I'm confused.
Okay. So my
Go ahead, Zero.
understanding of this is once per wave, the first time he takes magic damage, he gets a wall 2 of that element to reduce the damage.
Right, yeah.
So he gets a 40-second buff of that, which is like, oh, hey, I'm extra weak to magic, but hey, also fuck off.
Right.
Yeah, because it nullifies that, and it gives him more resistance to that.
Yeah.
So
It's so good.
Let me see. Once per wave per attribute.
this, I
Oh,
have
so you
not
can only get
tested
it
because-
once. Oh, okay, once per attribute
Yeah.
too. Okay, so if he gets hit with magic, he'll get. I mean, with thunder, he'll get it, and then when that expires, if he gets hit with fire, he'll get it. But if he gets hit with thunder again, he won't get it because he can only get one attribute per wave.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
excludes non-attribute. Of course, silly. So Angela's just gonna rip him. But that's not
So,
gonna have it.
so if he got hit by like 3 different types, I think he casts all 3 walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so if he
That's
gets by
pretty sweet.
thunder, earth,
great.
and light, minus 35% to all of them
Mhm.
for
40
yeah.
seconds.
40 seconds.
That's really cool. The defense mechanisms are so cool, man. It's just so. I like it, man.
Dude, I bet if you give him like Geminite, I bet you could make him withstand Maja. I bet you could build him for it and then like still be a pretty decent unit.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's funny you bring that up. Okay, so Geminite, it makes it to where you take 0 damage, right? This Scylla system just says when you're magically attacked, not when you've taken magic damage. So yeah, what you're saying, this Geminite, yeah, it could be I mean, I haven't used them on defense, but that theory, is up in the air.
Yeah, he could be something for Pillow Fort teams. Could be
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
All right.
Moving on to rare metal body. Draw more enemy attention, but become less likely to faint, and then boost movement speed. So in allure, followed by faint resist. I'm assuming it's faint resist. I don't know how much of a faint it is or faint resist it is, but I'm just gonna go ahead and assume it's faint resist. If someone knows the details about this specific one,
Oh,
what?
huh. According to Lake on Goldmine, it gives him faint immunity.
Oh, it gives them faint immune?
That's a thing.
Holy.
And it's +2 movement, +2 enemy attract, and unable to faint,
Jesus.
according to Goldmine.
What the fuck?
Come on, Jawline, what are you doing?
I'm telling you, he was made up
I
in
don't
DOA.
know this.
That's so good.
Wow, that's amazing. I like this.
I also thought it was just going to be faint resist, like the
Right.
+30% like resistance or whatever, you know.
It says become less likely. It doesn't say, hey, you can't faint.
Yeah.
Right, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
That's crazy.
Nice.
Really
Plus
nice.
2 on
Really
movement
nice.
too. So now he's fast. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, he needs it. He's a chunky boy.
Yeah,
I'm guessing he has base movement speed like Claire, which is like embarrassing. So he probably needs a lot of movement speed if he's going to get around. But good thing he doesn't require much line of sight. So,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, not much.
Cool.
Okay, so moving on to powerful motor. SCT recovery speed -10%. All right, cool.
Keep it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Skill damage plus 30%.
That's
And then in
badass.
case you wanted more damage cap, here you go.
Just 5K.
5,000 more damage cap. Jesus.
Look at that break though. Oh lord.
And then
So 29K.
plus
Okay.
125%.
So this is why I said probably why he didn't get Destroyer. They gave him Destroyer plus Breaker in this skill, plus gave him Breaker.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. It's pretty good.
Man.
Dude, this is not a general unit. There's no
Yeah, what's a
way.
DOA?
There's no way. There's no way, man.
Uh,
I'm sorry. No, I'm still sticking to it.
he's so cool.
It's amazing. So yeah, skill damage 30%, damage cap plus 5,000, and then breaking if you have breaking needs, there you go.
Oh,
Pretty neat.
Here we go.
And then
Oh, here we go.
Moving on to the final one.
Mini Great War
Mineral-
Ruin. Oh my lord.
Mineral extraction. Item drop rate in quest 1 or times 1.35. So it's like almost a Gore.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a little bit behind it.
Yeah,
but
Greg is Gore's 1.5, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. No, that's insane, and it's on a unit, so you don't even have to take Gore with you if you are doing like a farming, like a session. Like you can just take this unit in there. That's crazy.
I mean, the only
And-
other option people had before was running Carol, and that was a 10% increase.
Oh, there
This is 35.
But
So-
but here's the thing. Murren is in the general pool. Carol, you have to get tons of chests in order to
Yeah,
even get Carol.
true.
So I think he's
Yeah.
more accessible, right? In a sense.
Yeah. Well, Andy's just better.
Yeah.
more-
th-
he's more than
he
3 times
offers
more
more than
effective,
just
yeah.
that. But
Now,
yeah.
It is worth noting, this isn't a massive effect overall, but like if you're just auto farming, you may as well put him in the party. Just for this, and like you'll get a little more. Like if
Yeah.
you're already stealing, it's not going to give you like 35% more drops. It's going to be like 5% more. But like if you're not really running a thief and you're just running stuff, it's over time it's going to add up. So it's neat little freebie.
Yeah. So overall, his kit fucking stacked. I
Yeah.
like it.
If-
I like it a lot.
If we get to the point that we have Beast Alliance and something like Mineral Extraction that are just kind of in the background, and we're not complaining that they're wasted slots, I think the rest of his kit's pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Um,
So just
yeah.
real quick on the damage numbers. So powerful motors 5K, machine mega 2, fire attack raise 3, 2, fire mega 2, so 6, 11 with powerful motor, and then he's got AK on his trait. So 19K cap right off the bat.
Increase.
That's
yeah.
increase. Yeah, increase. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, that's what it
Tad.
looks like. It took me forever to realize it. Sorry, off topic, but the damn picture. I don't know if you guys ever played the game Lost Planet.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, that's the exact same mech. Almost looks identical to Lost Planet mech. That's crazy. Damn, now I want even more. I used to love that game.
go ahead and pull. Just be a 0 and
Oh
get
god,
him in the
yeah,
arc.
him and the UR. Jesus.
So yeah, after looking at his skills, his trait, and his kit, and then having played around with him, I like him. He feels really great to use him. He's got more going towards his physical DPS side, but he also can do some tanking.
Hmm.
I say some just because more units have like more like Gorm's got human shield. He's got his physical or minus 50% physical. He's got night zone,
Right.
so he's got a lot more going for him.
Hmm.
But Murren has enough to where if you want to use him as a tank on arena, like on offense or on defense, he can definitely do the job. Maybe not as well as Gorm or not as well as Gorm, but he can definitely take some hits.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad idea to use him as your tank.
If you guys were to give him a
So
rating right now, what would you give him?
I don't really like doing ratings. I kind of just like I do by feel, like if he feels nice. But I guess if I had to
That's
do
not what
from
I
1 to
asked you.
10, shut the fuck up. From 1 to 10, I don't know, a 9 at the very least.
Okay, I'm almost there with you on that.
I haven't used him yet, so but if I'm just going off pure speculation, like
Right.
what I see and then what I've heard from people and I've seen in showcases and things like that,
Mhm.
I feel like he's probably about a 9.
Yeah, I agree. I was actually gonna agree with the same thing because
I'm in line.
I was like a little maybe 8.59. It wouldn't be too crazy because of excitement, but I think he's just really
Yeah.
good. And when he actually makes his way into the general pool to where people when they start the game, I can happily say, yeah, go for Murren. Like
With the new rebalance of the tier list, looks like he is currently marked as an 8.7, which is extremely good on the new tier list.
especially for general, really good.
Yeah.
That's man. Good job, Adis.
Yeah.
Good job.
Murren, really nice. I like him.
All right.
I don't know if you want to go ahead and take over, DK, since
I mean,
I guess Zero got the UR.
you know
so I
what,
think I'll let
Zero?
him.
Zero, come here. Come on, Zero. You got the arc.
You want me to do it? Okay.
Let's.
For reference, Mikasa is also an 8.7 on the tier list, so he's tied with Mikasa on the tier list.
Wow,
A recent collab unit.
that's insane, and a good one too.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So we want to talk about this, sure.
So for anybody who's before anybody who got to this damn podcast, Zero had an epic god pull at the beginning of the podcast. Go ahead and just go back just a couple minutes into it, and you will see what happens. But this is why he is going to be doing this one. So, all right, buddy.
All right, so arc trait. Well, I guess we could look at the stats first. So,
yeah,
very defensive in general. So high defense in mind, fair amount of HP, pretty mid on strength, int, and low MP. But
yeah,
clearly looking defensive. So initially that would tell me maybe on a support, but we'll see what the rest looks like.
right.
Physical attack damage plus 15%. Okay, fine. Physical attack damage minus 10%. Nice. I mean, if we look at that compared to something like Council of 10, that's much. It looks far better.
Oh yeah,
Non-conditional and a flat plus 15 and minus 10%. Yes, thank you. For 15 seconds from when enemy activates a special, give all allies damage taken minus 50%, damage cap plus a 1k buff once per wave. When unit is alive, all allies skill damage plus 1k cap. So I'll obviously need to test because I just got the arc. But for 15 seconds, I assume that's saying, I would hope that means when the enemy triggers the special, the entire team gets a buff for 15 seconds.
Right.
So then, like, during that first special, hopefully everybody's just going to survive.
right.
Which would be sick. And then it only lasts 15 seconds, so, like, it's not super duper long. But still, that's pretty great. So save you once, hopefully. Or the other thing that could be really cool that would be nice is think about all those stages that piss people off in like the high difficulty content that's like, hey, this is really easy until somebody gets to 10% and then they spam 20 ults.
Right.
Like, this actually could be kind of clutch.
Hashtag
to throw on your support unit, you know?
Pablo won't stop till he drops.
Yeah.
Pablo's
so
an
that
asshole.
could be cool. And then just giving the extra 1k cap to everybody, like, okay,
yeah, I
guess.
Who's special do we have right now currently that's just annoying as hell that can clear out and your whole team in one go? I think isn't even on Green Gate this would help out for the Pablo first nuke if you're not able to dodge
Sure.
it, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you just want to help with that, that hopefully would
And
help.
this is team support, right? It says for 50 seconds
Yeah.
from enemy
Yeah.
activity special to all,
All
give all
allies.
allies. Yes, this is actually a great support for someone who's running.
Yeah.
You know, definitely if you're not running Beast Hunter mode, or Beast Hunter duty, you can take this in here to help your teammates survive, especially if you're carrying somebody or you're trying to help another teammate out, get clusters or whatnot.
Yeah, it's good. So if you happen to be running a unit and if you happen to have gotten this and you're just going in and you're kind of getting carried by people because you're relatively early, like just
Right.
running this arc will at least help people out.
Right. So
know?
I
So,
think that's great.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's really great. Because I know when we play that, I know I see a lot of people kind of just die off, and I'm like, oh man, like because you kind of have to prepare for that first nuke if you're not able to dodge it with the URs. So like down that, I just think it's great that we can keep people alive, so they can enjoy it.
Yeah. All right. Skills. Looking. Oh, I can't click these. Okay. So Proud Force. I tried to click and it just minimized my screen. Yeah. Proud Force. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really only good simply because if somebody happens to be starting the game right now and happens to pull on this and gets it, that's a really good quality of life for your first starting carry. Neat. Resolve up 2. Okay, cool. Guard Vitals. Okay. I don't think we've seen that on an arc. So
No, that's new.
Okay. And especially because this is not related to guard, which is weird.
Yeah, that's a good
I think we
point.
talked about that before. Like I think maybe Granddad had this, and we were like, "Is this right?"
Did he? I don't remember him having. I mean,
Somebody
I could be
had it.
wrong.
Yeah,
but-
somebody had it. Hold on.
What, Guard Vitals?
Yeah, somebody had Guard Vitals. I don't know who it was, but somebody had Guard Vitals.
I think it was Granddad.
I can find out right quick.
Just looking it up right now. I don't.
Yep, we looking it up. Yes, it was Granadus.
Oh, it was Granadus? Okay.
Yep, and yeah, it's not like a typo or anything. It is just flat minus critical damage.
So I think we were talking about like Royal Armor or 2 running with it, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so cool. Vitality Phaser.
Yeah.
God Buster.
It's not new.
Yeah.
But yeah, God Buster though.
About that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be super niche. I think you're very rarely going to use God Buster at all. I think the only time is if you have somebody like maybe Shift Alice and you're having trouble hitting Cap, and then you're fighting a God type, like perhaps in the
Vajra.
Yeah, maybe against Vajra or even against Cult God. So Vaz in that final fight, just because machine types are really good. I bet she does really well in that fight. So that could be a way to boost your damage when you don't have access to other means.
Right.
But then the big one, Giant Killing 2.
So nice.
This is definitely the winner. I think it's appropriately priced, which is great. So normally Giant Killing for is 9 SC for 20% to special and skill damage, which is fine overall. But then instead of the usual like 4 that we've been seeing for cap increases, we see this for only 3 to get 2K, which makes sense because it is conditional and like locked to bosses. So I think that's fair. I think that's a good balance point. I think it's priced very well, and I'll totally run this.
I agree.
And considering that you don't really need that extra 2K on like wave clears, it's mostly, if you really think about it, most of the damage is like more important for that boss wave. So at the end of the day, So
the only time that it does come into play though is especially things like recent time trials
or towers at the very end too.
Whenever we get those boss fights that have like the minions as well.
Like you're right. You're right. Yeah.
But on the flip side, we have Gobble for that, so it's fine. So anyway, good skills overall. I dig it.
Yeah.
All right. Last piece is the Ether Reward.
Nope.
Which
arc skill.
Arc
Come on, man. The big picture.
Man, fuck that skill.
All allies get HP cap plus 10k. I think
it's cool, man.
I believe at level 1, this is 5k. Okay. You recover HP, so you have an instant heal, which anybody that's used March of the Saints to save your ass in the middle of a boss fight knows that could be kind of valuable, at least. And then get a damage from bosses minus 50% buff. Also great, considering it already does that passively. So I would assume this buff is probably the same buff you get when a special activates.
Yeah.
But we could test and see if it's the same icon.
Right. But then also, again, back to what we were saying before.
You can force it.
Yeah, that and again, this is more of a support arc. So again, if you launch it at the beginning of an intense wave or something hits you immediately, this is going to help the entire team survive. That's where you got to look at it versus like, oh, it's just an extra 5K, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh no, it's extra 5K to everybody. So, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then also give a buff to nullify insta kill.
Yeah. Is it 20% at level 1?
What do you mean? Is it 20%?
Is it 50%? The skill. This is at level 10. Is it? I know it drops down.
Yes, it is minus 20%.
Okay, awesome.
At base, yeah,
and
then
there's also
at base the buff for insta kill nullification is only on the unit itself.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking presumably you probably need to get it to 10, or at some point. It obviously transitions at some point to hitting your allies. I'd assume maybe that's 10. But yeah.
So we were talking about Foul Mega, that this would work pretty well against the insta kill because Foul Mega can do that, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I would think so.
Right.
Yeah, I would think that would probably work. But as an honorable mention, if you don't happen to have this, shout out to Mirage Tower. Still one of my favorite arcs taken to Full Mega. It's really funny. If you happen to get it, it's an R arc. You can extend it pretty easily. But
is that your Eliza setup?
Yeah,
you're like, I'm just gonna auto this. Whenever we were playing, I'm just gonna auto this. What the hell?
Yeah,
you can auto what?
You can do it with literally anybody. But yeah, you pop the arc skill when the boss gets like 50%, and then like literally every time that it strikes you, you could just have a lure stuff so it hits you, and it's just miss after miss, or no damage taken. It just nullifies for almost the rest of the fight. It's fantastic. So
definitely.
Anyway, this should be a relatively similar thing, I would hope, except that I know it also does, like Full Mega does damage too. I think it's a chance to insta-kill. So she hits you super duper hard and then has a chance to insta-kill. So I'm guessing you'd still take a fair amount of damage. So like you still have to be somewhat survivable, I'd imagine. But anyway, yeah, pretty decent. I don't think that it's something that you're going to throw dust into unless the landscape changes. Like maybe in the future, like maybe it's valuable because of like some content that we get.
Yeah.
But yeah, this isn't going to compete with the top 3. So reminder for people, that would be Gwar, Council, Theo. Like that's where dust goes. Arguably nowhere else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No. Definitely.
Okay. On to Ether Reward.
Right.
I think this thing's fantastic. You want to actually click on it? Awesome. Stats pretty mid. A little bit of HP, some mind, some defense. Actually, some pretty good mind. But yeah, fine. Damage from bosses minus 5% flat. Sweet. And then there's at least 2 living allies, which, with all the survivability and stuff that we have going on, damage from enemies minus 10%. So minus 15 total.
On boss.
Excellent. Nice. Then, additionally, just a casual +1 to all ailment resist. No problem.
That's so busted, man. When I first saw that, I was like, what?
It's so good. Dude, it's just the strictly better green ring from multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. I will 100% be using this in multiple units in multiple different builds. This is great.
You're getting
and you can throw this on Murren to make him neutral to stun and nil to everything else.
That's so dumb,
Fuck
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you only need 5 SC to
beautiful.
Damn. And then
it'd still be 10. It'd still be 10 unless you put
you still need 10 for nil.
Yeah.
Oh right, because that would only put him at neutral. Yep, 10. You're right.
Yeah. But either way, still pretty good.
I did.
Speaking of which, we should do his paid properly.
I just wanted to mention that this trait, or the second trait, when there are at least 2 living allies, damage from enemies minus 10%. So it's self-explanatory. 2 have to be alive. But this is similar to the skill that is on Granada's arc. What is it called? Hold on, let me.
I don't know. I threw it away.
Pull it up. I threw it away. It is pretty much Aldana Iron Wall. When party has at least 2 units and all are alive. It's kind of flipped, but it's like that in the sense that there's like some requirements needed. But it's also but this one's a minus 10 physical attack damage taken.
Right.
I know it doesn't really matter in the end, but I just wanted to note that there's like a little bit of similarity with those 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's basically absolutely the second part of that passive skill. Like it's literally that.
Yeah.
Which I would never pay 10 SC for that, but I'll sure shit take it for free on my accessory that's also giving me +1 to all my resists.
Definitely.
And another 5% flat damage reduction.
Right.
Pretty
So
pretty okay.
yeah,
Oh wait, oh yeah, and this is only physical too. So like this one's strictly better too because
yeah.
it's all damage.
It's just
So
damage.
dude, it's so good. I love this AR.
So before we move on, I know you have already mentioned about the paid stuff, but before we do that, because we're still on the arc, let's talk about the beautiful arc itself.
Dude, the artwork
So
looks
the
sick.
artwork is so good. Also, hints of possibly future units. We have Baran right here. I believe they said this was, I forgot the name.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. This one is Rabala and Rudo, right?
Yeah, that's Rudo.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
appears to be
Holy Knight
Rudo,
Rudo. I never could figure out who this was. I know that somebody had mentioned him, but I forgot already. And then you have looking like a badass as usual, Degrogue.
Yeah.
Grog in the background.
Yeah.
That blue
Well,
chick. People say that it's Lance Vale's
Sister. Yeah, there you
That's
go.
what I've heard too. Yeah.
But I'm really excited for this right here.
What?
The shift Baron possibly without a helmet.
Baron?
Yeah, they're saying that this might
It's
be
literally just him without a helmet. What do you mean?
maybe I do. This is literally Rudo with white clothing. I don't know.
It's Root. What? It's
This
literally
mean-
Rudo.
I mean, it's just Ruto.
It's just Ruto.
I don't know. Maybe it's a hint. Calm down,
No,
Jawline.
shut
Oh my
up.
God, you shut up. Anyways, but yeah, and I think this is the Loug. Was it? I couldn't figure out the eyes on this. It looks like so many different things, but I see the orbs
It's
too.
on. It's Luxeus's God of Ruin.
Yeah,
art.
final.
It's in the
Yeah.
background.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I love the artwork on this. That's actually the only reason why I really want
It's
it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it so much. And I also love seeing helmetless Rabala back, like
Right.
just
Yeah.
looking so much like Lilibet, which is just it
Right.
just looks fantastic, you know?
Yeah, she looks
It's
so good.
Yeah. Just
Man.
reminds me that hey, one day we're gonna get a realistic rogue and we can all be super excited about it.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a great day.
It's gonna be amazing.
Hopefully for the next summer event, ideally.
Oh,
Just saying.
Summer de Grog. I'm
Yeah.
ready.
You might have to drop some money. That's
I think we all are.
I will.
Yeah, I think we all are. There's no doubt about it.
You kidding me?
Yeah, no.
all right, let's check the page.
Go to the paid. Yeah.
I'm actually
Go
going
ahead,
to
DK.
grab one of these, and it's going to be the.
It better be. There's
The-
only one option.
I know.
Oh, you paid for him?
No, but I am so close. Let's not talk about
What do you mean
that.
there's only one option?
Oh, what the?
Like
Shut up, man.
This man
And-
said
no.
I'm close. What in the
Yo,
world?
it's a discounted weapon. Why not? I mean, whatever, man. All right.
it's a discounted weapon.
yeah.
It literally is expensive. It literally costs money where all other weapons are free. It's an elevated cost weapon.
No, because because the pull is like 1,000. You do 1,000 on the next. But you didn't get there yet because you got it on the fucking whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, but on the next pull it's only 1,000, and then the pull after that is 2,000. So it's actually what you would pay 3,000 paid. You get it for 1,000. So you get 10 credentials discounted. So not bad. Custom Gatling gun right here. I think it's great. You have a strength 255, not bad. I'm glad to see that we're actually seeing 6-star weapons in the game. Fire attribute, defense, okay, plus 15, MND plus 23, but fire physical damage plus 15% and additional break. So just even more break for him. I believe, Jaw, you said he was Odium had told me that the break damage is very similar to what Merity breaks. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
He's really good.
Really good.
he's really good at breaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I do. Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
no, go for it.
I was gonna. In general, this seems like pretty definitively a best in slot type weapon for
Yeah,
me.
definitely.
Yeah.
Do we have any
extra-
other fire machine weapons? I can't think
Nope.
of any. So that's why
Nope,
I also
not a
thought.
single one.
Okay.
Yeah. So not only is it that, we also have this chance for skills to deal extra fire damage. This is pretty much. I've been told this is the same as what we usually see, which is basically 10% extra, 10% chance to do 100% damage. So just
That's
think
insane.
whatever damage you're doing, flat 10% more.
Mhm.
But like this is boosting his damage 15%. It's giving break, and it's got a fat stack of strength to go with his passive that boosts your machine strength,
Right.
which other machines don't do. So
Mhm.
like unless you're running Trish, or even if you're running Trish, you could just run this with it.
Right.
It's just great.
Yeah.
So if you happen to spend a bunch of money like DK, and not get
What
him,
the hell?
I mean, yeah, you definitely pick this up. This is pretty
Yeah,
sick.
for sure. For sure.
Or you can wait a year for it to be in the the Crimson Shop.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah.
too. Which I will say, it's probably pretty unlikely that this gets outscaled by anything else in that amount of time. Like
Right.
in the next 6 months, we're not going to see something better than this for him.
No. If you really enjoy the unit
it's
and you
not gonna
put a little
happen.
bit of money, this is definitely what you should go for. But we're still going to talk about the accessory.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally. Because I don't think it's that bad.
No.
I don't think it's a bad accessory at all.
No, not at all. It's just if you were to, majority of the time, if you were just going to go for just a quick step up and maybe like 2 pulls after, which ideally they're both discounted, so I could see why people would do it. You'd probably want to go for the Gatling gun for sure, just because, like I said, like we said, it's the only fire machine weapon we have currently right now, and it's very good. So next thing we have is accessory Murren's toolbox. We have a decent HP at 500, STR at plus 53, not bad. Defense at plus 34. For here, the mechanical, charisma, STR, defense is boosted by only 5%, which is, you don't need it at all. It's nothing too crazy, especially if you're paying for money for that. Also, status ailment recovery speed plus 30%. Again, it really just depends on, he's going to be nil to a lot of things already, depending on what you're running on him. Especially if you were to get the UR, you pretty much got nil on everything except for stun. You also have continuous haste effect, which is nice. You know, that's a very expensive skill for SC. Is it like 15?
14.
14?
Too much.
It's way too much for that. Yeah. So the fact that it's
Yeah.
coming for free, it's not bad. He does have some ups on all attributes, +5, and then you could. They were like, all right, guys, we made him weakness, so we're gonna go ahead and give him the ailment of resistance, but. Again, it's really mediocre. I wouldn't recommend it, especially money-wise. Definitely go for the custom Gatling.
If you happen to have wailed because, I don't know, you just felt like wailing for
the UR,
maybe, I would take his toolbox over a prism. I think it's good enough.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
definitely take that.
Never.
Like, it's a solid accessory.
Right.
Like, it is. It is on the higher side of good paid stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not a must grab like compared to the Gatling gun.
It's a general unit, so you will be getting multiple versions of him throughout your journey of LC.
You'll get dupes eventually, yeah.
So definitely just grab whatever you can as far as weapons and accessories first, and then if, of course, you wailed super hard and you can't control yourself and you have money for a prism, go ahead and drop it on a prism.
Real quick, speaking of dupes, I know it's not relevant, but I did want to say I did the step up for Murren. And I finally got my Glukiel to +20, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's always a big plus.
My last Glukiel dupe.
Nice. Yeah, I imagine not getting. So I had her at 20 a while back, and imagine getting a dupe of her now.
Ooh.
What do you do with it? I'm hoping
not
that.
Quite there,
yeah. Oh, what is yours at right now?
Mine's sitting at 16. So
16?
we're.
Oh, you're close. You're close.
Yep. But you did get a different machine while pulling for him. Right? Have you been able to use her much? Yeah, you.
John. Oh, yeah. So I did 2 like I had mentioned to the guys. I hadn't said it on the podcast. I don't think, but I did 2 pulls, or I did 3 pulls in total. The first one got me Shift Merity, so that was really nice. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do another one. I did a second multi. I got Murren, really nice, and then I did a third one because I was like, all right, well, I got 2 units. Maybe I can get the UR, but I didn't get anything. So, I mean, I walked away with Shift Merity and Murren. I'm not going to complain.
Yep.
And a +20 Glukiel. So.
Oh, you got a +22 as well during?
Yeah, so I got the final dupe while I did the step up.
Oh, it's a huge win for you then, definitely.
Yeah, really nice. I can't complain.
Oh, man. I'll take the UR, I guess. Whatever. I'm just going to get that luck.
I don't know if you guys want to move into the event.
Yes, sir.
I mean, there's really not much to talk about. You go into the event, you do some quests, and then after that, you go do some other quests to get materials, to then go into this crafting section and then craft some gear, right? So let's just go into the gear. So this Gizmo Axe Galf, I've already crafted it. I'll go ahead and I won't just say what it does, but the axe actually is pretty nice. It's good. A no attribute physical attack damage +15%.
Oh wow.
So, I mean,
that's not bad.
I think someone was asking me in arena, or was asking about help for arena and their demon lord Rimuru. And they're like, "Hey, I don't have any weapons. Like, what do I give him?" I was like, "Well, I mean, you can give him this. Like, all you
Yeah.
gotta do is just craft it. So if you don't have anything else that's better than this, or if you want to pair it up with something that's similar, you can use this."
And not only that, not only the plus, but it also has 300 HP and 215 strength, which is much more than we usually see on free stuff.
Yeah. So
pretty
that's
good.
I think it's a really good weapon for being able to craft it just, by collecting some stuff.
Yeah.
And then I have crafted the armor, and the armor, what is it? Is it Kandan mecha armor? Yeah, that's
I
what
was
it
gonna
is.
say Kendon.
So Kandan mecha armor, it's got 100 HP, it's got 172 defense, so really really good defense. And then the trait, when taking physical damage, chance to recover 40% of the damage as HP. That's a pretty good amount of
Yeah, not bad.
HP recovery. Yeah, it's nice. Like, I mean, obviously in arena, the point is to build so that you don't take as much physical damage. But then this, you absorb 40% of the damage. So if you pair that with physical damage healing 1 and 2, then you just have more chances to be able to heal off of physical attacks. Obviously, again, if you build tanky, you're not going to take much physical damage, but it can help a little bit, I guess. I personally haven't used it, but it's nice. I like the trait.
Yeah. Good.
It's got 5 res to fire, 5 res to ice, it's res to poison, and then it's got a res to illness. So, not bad.
For free stuff, yeah, definitely good.
For free.
Yeah,
For free.
definitely.
Cool.
And then the faraway machine, it's an accessory. Battle start auto cast haste.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
It's got 34 STR and then
Not
27
bad.
defense. It's got 10 resist to thunder, so it helps him out with his minus 20. And then it's got res to stun.
Wow.
So
it's baby toolbox.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
Do we have haste on anything else like that?
there's some weapons that give haste.
No, but like
and-
accessories.
Oh, accessories?
I don't think I've ever seen haste.
No.
Interesting.
I want to say no. At least for free.
For free. No,
right?
for free. That's what I'm asking. Yeah, for free.
For free, I don't recall there being one.
I'm pretty sure it's like on
You're
some
wrong.
kind of. You say we're wrong?
No, I could be wrong.
Oh, could be wrong. Oh, I really just can't. No.
I don't remember there being one.
So if we don't, and we're just, I mean, there's so many accessories throughout the the years we've been playing, so I can't remember every single one. But if that's a really good free accessory for sure, especially for a new player, definitely.
Yeah, it's the only one that applies that specifically.
Oh wow, okay.
So
Yeah,
the haste buff. I
definitely.
mean, yeah. So for a new player, again, pretty good.
Yeah,
in
'cause
general, I don't think haste is that good overall, but
Right, but so the biggest
Free.
things for starting, whenever I first started playing like a reroll account, I wasn't able to get like any skill charges on my rerolls. My biggest problem was SCT gain on my unit, so just so that little boost is pretty nice.
yeah, that's good. It's a nice
Yeah.
piece of starting gear.
Yeah, for
Considering
sure.
a lot of free stuff that we often get in events is like even kind of just fine for a new
Yeah,
account.
it's pretty bad sometimes.
Yeah, it's a nice ad.
Definitely. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and make
So
sure.
yeah, I think my favorite one though of the 3 that we can craft is probably the Gizmo Axe.
Totally.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, outside of just crafting those, there's the trading space, right? You can trade for some tickets, to do, or not some tickets. I believe it's
Just
it's 2
two.
tickets. Yeah, 2 tickets, and then a Murren prism.
Yeah.
I personally go for the prisms, and then I go for the megas just because, I mean, it's free mega. I mean, you can farm it, right? But hey, it's free.
Yeah.
And then mother souls, I always go for the mother souls just cause.
Ooh, the bones.
And then
For all you people that are hard up, there's metal plates.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
I've
there's
heard that.
also-
I've heard that.
And there's also rainbow crystals and clusters.
People
And I
have
know
been
that those are kind of hard to farm.
people have been asking about the bones too, because I mean, I'm out of bones, so I've been
Really?
yeah, I'm out because
Wow.
I usually when I did my God Forges, I completely ran out.
Wow.
So
That's fair. That's fair.
That is fair. I'm only at like 700. Like that's compared to other stuff. Like, holy shit,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
actually
I'm at
that's very few.
2,000 compared to everything. Compared to everything else, yeah, I'm pretty low on bones.
Yeah, I mean, all my
Um,
other
but
stuff is like 2K plus.
yeah. See,
yeah,
everything else for me was fine, but when I look at my bones, like, whoa, man, what happened? I don't remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
always go for these enhancements, Mats, because
Mhm.
even though even if you don't need them to enhance, you're gonna need them to Godforge
Yeah.
enhance. So yeah, definitely grab these whenever they pop up. Very good investment.
Light of the
But
World,
yeah,
great.
I'm definitely a little disappointed. There's only 2 tickets. I would have expected
Yes.
10.
I,
yeah,
It seems a little weird.
it was
Like, why
only
only 2
4
tickets?
total, I think, or 5 total throughout this whole event. I'm like, I was kind of, I was really
Yeah.
disappointed to see
And
that.
I believe they said moving forward they were going to have all of them rated up. And I believe I heard somebody say that these aren't rated up on the tickets.
Really? I didn't even look because I assumed they were.
Yeah, we should check real quick.
I
Yeah.
don't have any.
Um,
Well, you can still check the
you can still,
probability. Hold on.
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll pull it up
That's too much work, though.
just to see if that's the case.
It's too much work. See, probability is they're up.
Okay, so he's rated up.
Yeah,
at
he's rated
least.
up.
He's rated up. I don't think the UR is
The
it?
UR is not. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, 0.92, 0.092 for the UR. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Which, okay, I suppose.
I mean, I'll still take it. Also, I mean, that's good. I'll take it.
But like considering that the UR is not rated up and like only he is and he's a general pool unit,
Yeah,
we probably could have done for some more tickets, to be honest.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's my biggest complaint. But
Mhm.
overall though, I'm not too opposed to these crafting events. They're not too bad. Um they're fine. They're cool, I guess. It's still just running stages pretty much
Right.
and like
Yeah,
filling up a meter
yeah.
more or less. There's just like a couple extra steps, but it's not super annoying at least. So I
Right.
don't hate it. We did get a bunch of stuff for event alchemy though off of this, which is
Oh,
good.
that's true. That
Which
is
is
true.
really great for some of
You
you
want to
cool
cover
cats
the
out there.
Zero?
Oh, sure, why not? So if you want to pull up equipment enhancement, so there's a couple of interesting things here. So one, we see Trishula come back again, which doesn't matter much right now because just a plus 40 to strength isn't really going to do anything for you.
Oh.
But if we eventually get a Trishula Godforge, have it at plus 40, great. We got Mecha Cannon in here, so if that ever gets a Godforge, get that up there. The really crazy thing to me, Shine Blade Sunblaze is here. Our first paid
Paid
gear
weapon.
has a
Yes.
Godforge.
Oh, it's so sick. So now, yes, okay. So,
We
ooh.
speculated this
Yeah,
before,
we
right?
did.
When
Yeah.
we said like, hey, these are all coming into the ore shop. Maybe we
Mhm.
eventually see them come in to like Godforge and stuff. So like this is only a plus 40 enhancement, but like maybe we'll see a Godforge of units paid gear that comes out 6 months after release. Like
Right. And I think this might be to make up
sounds great.
for how all the new paid equipment is going to 6-star. So this is to make up for that. That's what I'm assuming.
I mean maybe. I'll be honest, I don't look at how many stars things are because they kind of don't matter. Like there's some 4-star stuff that's better than 7-star shit. Like like if you just like I don't know. I don't
No,
think
but
that
like
it
a
really
developer
matters.
mindset is what I'm thinking. Like they're
I
like, oh,
suppose, yeah,
yeah,
maybe. It just doesn't feel like the rating has much bearing on the game
right.
Yeah.
overall. But you could be right. Maybe there's something there. Um, but yeah, I don't think this sword for Lilibet is like that overly crazy. It's kind of just fine. So like I wouldn't
Yeah.
go and like I wouldn't go buy this with Crimson Ore just because you can
No,
enhance
I
it.
wouldn't.
You know, don't do that. But it does set this precedent that like we're probably gonna see other shit available for upgrades at some point.
I'm trying to think of what
Almost
paid
certainly.
one I would like to see in here. I don't know. There's so many good ones.
I mean, I
Balin.
said that
Balin, oh right.
yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be really good. Oh
Um,
wow, yeah. No, that'd be
I
so
mean, I
sick.
said before that like I'm not sure if we're going to get our deans paid in here or before we get a Godforge replacement for his paid.
Uh,
But if we happen to get our deans added and then allowed to be upgraded and then Godforged before we get a different Godforge, I'll take it. I'll pay ore for it. I don't care.
right. Dang.
But yeah, either way, I'm guessing we will definitely see some more, which is cool. One standout thing people will probably care about just due to recent events is the Blazeblade. It's a low cost one, but for new accounts, things like your weapon shards, and I believe this also takes metal plates. This is used for Excalibur, the Godforge Excalibur.
Hmm.
Which when you get that to plus 40, has plus 20% light damage and 5% crit rate, which is super good on units like Roland and Alice, melee, which is like obviously relevant to recent units. So that can save you some resources as a new player if you get that upgraded. So, and since it's
Okay.
lower rarity, it costs 6 per upgrade, as you can see there.
Right.
Which means it won't be quite as costly as some of the other things, at least.
So all the Blaze stuff is in there. That's really cool.
Yep, Bolt Cannon Blaze. There's a God Forge
Nice.
for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd use it much if I had it, but it's a decent weapon.
It is. It is. I'm actually really excited for the Mecha Cannon.
Yeah, I would love to see what a God Forge looks like for that. I
Mm-hmm.
hope they don't do it dirty. It'd be nice if they increase the overall damage, maybe make it 15% instead, or just like change the math on it a little.
Definitely.
Like, I'd much rather, instead of it being 10% for 100% damage, I'd rather see like, um, you know, 20% for 50% damage or
Oh
something.
wow. Yeah. No.
You know,
Definitely.
like it's technically the same, except that you can push damage further by weakening enemies and making them like weak to thunder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whereas I just hate when they do plus 100% because then like there's no way to increase that damage. It's just a hard cap on that extra damage. So
Yeah. So don't sleep on, especially on the Trishula part. Definitely don't sleep on that one. I would definitely, if you have Mecha, go ahead and go for Mecha Trish.
yeah, I'm thinking it's if I had to speculate, I'd say when we get the Zelbius finally in God
Finally,
Forge,
yeah,
God.
right.
we're probably going to get some boss that goes with it, and we're probably going to get a host of like light increased stuff. We could totally see Trishula get a God Forge in that same update. Like that's
Holy
totally
hell.
possible.
That'd be so sick.
Which I don't know what they would do for it. It could just be elevated stats, which is like still
Right.
plenty.
And that'd be
still
fine. That really would be fine for me.
Yeah. What would be really crazy is if they changed it to be neutral and not light anymore.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
that would be a massive buff for real.
Yeah, dude.
It would just make it so that like all those units that like want it but get really hard like stopped by a Goddess Kiss don't really have to worry about it as much because it's neutral.
Mhm.
But granted, I like that it's light because then there's a trade-off. Like I don't like running Trish that much because like it hurts your Goddess Kiss so much on most people that you want to run it with. So
Right. I rarely run Trish anymore unless I absolutely have to.
yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, "Hey, my Roy's like not doing anything with like my Goddess Kiss stuff." And like they got into talking about their build and stuff and it was like, "Oh, well, you're running Trish. Give him a Fire Claw and Kagasuchi. Do
Yeah.
that instead."
Get your
You'll
500 mana
have,
return to run.
yeah, instead of getting hits for like 10, you'll be getting like 200.
Right.
Plus. So
Damn. Okay.
So just I know we're probably nearing the end
Yes,
of
sir.
the podcast, but real quick, I just wanted to share my screen, DK. I don't know if you want to
I sure can, my
hover
dude.
over it.
Yes. Let me go ahead and
Let me
set
get it
you
pulled
up.
up. Okay, so it's up. This is just, a general view. I'm not gonna bring like any enablers. I'm just gonna bring Shift Goarth just for the sake of grouping enemies together. For the build, I mean, like I said, this is just I gave him like a general build, so where all I have to do is just like end up having to swap like Slayers, right? So I don't have any Slayers on him right now, but I do have special boost, and then like the highest Slayer is 9SC, right? I don't have him at 90, but if you happen, he's got enough room to where you can put one of the 9SC Slayers. You showing my screen, DK?
I am. Yep.
You are?
Should
Okay.
be. Yeah,
All right.
you should be good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is just, the Finding Theria stage is pretty much what everyone does. I'm just going to go ahead and use Goarth just to group them, and then I'm going to Honey Elixir. I guess, guys, most people probably won't have Honey Elixir, but I'm just going to Honey Elixir him and then just unload his skills.
Karada's used just strictly for that. I love that. It's just like
See, okay, so I don't know if you guys saw
I
that,
missed.
but
Yeah,
missed
completely.
the very first one. So look at his damage cap. He doesn't have any slayers, right? So he's hitting almost cap. So one thing I also didn't mention was I feel like his S2 and S1 cap a whole lot easier than his S3. For whatever reason, his S1 and S2 just hit really hard. I'll do this again, but this time I'll use my S1 just so that you guys can see how spammable his S1 is compared to like how big he is, right? You wouldn't think that you could spam it this much, but it's actually pretty funny how fast you can spam it.
I need elixir.
Look at this.
Oh wow!
Look how fast you can spam
Yo,
this.
Mario.
It fucking leapfrog.
That is hilarious.
That is so fast how fast you can spam it.
I want him, bro. Killing me.
And when he gets out of his mech, look at this man. He's just doing maintenance. Yeah.
Oh, got an
Yeah,
arc.
that's a nice animation too. Like they could have just left him in the mech and just had it like sit there and vibrate or whatever, but they were
Right.
like, nah, let's pop it open. He's gonna walk out, work on it. That's
Yep.
good. That's a good end animation. I like it.
Definitely.
Yeah, very nice. Where would you use Murren? Where is he optimal?
Oh, so
Well,
many places.
in so many places, to be honest.
He's
But
not.
he's got the elemental advantage over Green Gate, right? So I mean that's a no-brainer. He'll be able to survive, and he can
And
just
therefore Pablo.
Pablo, and the
probably
overworld.
He probably trivializes Pablo
Yeah,
like entirely.
So like I guess just having the elemental advantage, Green Gate, right? But then he also doesn't need a lot to overcome the elemental advantage. I gave him Trishula again just because it's I don't want to have to switch weapons and this and that. I would rather just switch a Slayer instead of having to swap a tons of weapons out. So yeah, just give him Trishula, the
Man.
appropriate Slayer.
Yeah.
Well, and
then,
like he said as well, his auto attacks already suck, so like he's not probably getting Goddess Kiss.
No.
Yeah,
So like Trish doesn't feel nearly as bad to throw on him.
right.
He looks so good on your freaking main dude. He looks so good there.
He is
Yeah.
badass. Look
His
at this
that-
man.
Yeah, this
That
art
looks-
is so good.
Yeah.
I really hate his like portrait art though. Not a fan.
Oh, yeah.
He feels like like this. He looks like a comedic relief side character in some RPG that you're gonna see twice. And he's gonna just like tell some really like
lame ass
off-putting
story.
joke that's gonna make you smile, and then you're gonna be like, all right, creepo, go back to your mech.
Yeah, so Kurosh, where would you use him again? Like just because he has the elemental advantage, Green Gate. But if you give him Trishula, you can literally take him anywhere. Just give him the appropriate Slayer. He's not gonna die to specials. He's not gonna die to physicals. You just because it's wave based, right? Obviously, you give him Pirate's Feast, just so that he recovers all of his skills, and then you can load them on the final wave. But as for the build, like the generic physical DPS skills that you would give every other physical DPS unit, and then that's literally it. I mean, there's really nothing too hard in building him and making him be able to shine in certain stages. Obviously, in Pablo, you can make use of weak point boost, right? Because he has the elemental advantage. But outside of that, just supplement weak point boost for again a Slayer if you have the space, or Maglion, right? If you want to just spam his S2, which is a good option. So yeah, he's not too difficult to build at all. He's just again a generic, not a generic, but he's generic in the sense of like the skills that you give him for physical DPS, they're generic.
Places that he would also thrive is any place you want to be breaking. So notably, a couple of places that can be good is Martigade. If he gets broken, Martigade loses a whole bunch of resistances and such. And as Jaw said, if you build a full breaker build, 2 of his 3 stocks of S3 should be able to break him, which should make it much easier for your team to clean up. Fall Mega, one of the strats is to just break breaker about halfway through, and then have some support that's running an extension on break duration, and then just keep it broken all the way through killing her. Plus she's weak to fire, so that works. And Listoria as well. A lot of people will run
No,
Breaker Loug.
machines. Remember, isn't machine a bad thing to bring?
Oh yeah, so it doesn't work there. Son of a bitch. I would be curious if she's immune to break damage though. Like he'll probably do like double digit numbers, but his break damage might still work. Curious to know if that's the case. Because like she might be like super immune to like special and physical damage, but break and faint damage is a different thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't tried it, but that's a
Yeah.
good point to bring up.
Yeah, but either way, at that point you're literally just helping to break, and then other units have to do all your damage. So like that's kind of rough per unit slot. But if you have limited options, it's something. At least you're helping.
Right.
And he definitely won't die.
Yeah,
There's
he
no
won't
way
die.
he's gonna die
Yeah,
to
that's true.
Listoria. So something.
Um,
Yeah.
You run us
one final question, just because it's someone asked about Arena. Try Mad Sky asks, is he considered a tank, and if so, would he be a good in Arena? Yes, I
Mhm.
have used him in Arena. I don't know how late you happen to join the podcast, but I personally have used him in Arena as a tank on my offense team. And aside from like Mikasa, the collab unit is literally the only unit that will and can melt him. But every other unit aside from Mikasa, he is able to tank incredibly well. He got his minus 60% physical damage taken, and he's got auto protection. So that's 80. I mean, it's not like 80% stacked, right? It's just 60% and then 20%. But just with those, and he comes with a little bit of guarding the guard package. So he's already right out the gate a very solid tank that you can use and you can count on him.
Yeah.
Also, he's got the flinch resist to non-physical attack non-physical thunder attacks. So he's really great. If you want to use him as a tank, you can most definitely use him as a tank.
And
just build him.
Don't forget his insane boost for HP and defense based on number of machines just by using mimics. Gets an extra.
Yeah. Like DK says, he's got his trait that at max he gets 10% per machine type, and this includes himself. So just by him alone, he gets 10% more HP and defense. And then if you give machine mimicry to all of your allies, he then gets 40% HP and defense.
Hell.
So he is incredibly tanky.
Yeah, run him with Gorm. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell no. Run him with Gorm. Yeah. Make them work for that win.
Is he a replacement to Gorm? No, he's not a replacement to Gorm. If you don't happen to have Gorm, you can use Murren.
Mhm.
But for the sake of like literally just being a punching bag, Gorm is still the MVP.
I wonder, like, what is his what is that? I want to say a lure stat. He gets +2, right, from his rare metal body. He gets to draw Moore's attention, and it's the same thing as Gorm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Gorm, the Night Zone, I believe it's one plus one allure.
Right.
Okay.
Is it? I want to say it's +1. I've never checked it, to be honest. So
I would say I probably want to make sure
+2.
Gorm is still the guy that everybody goes and attacks first, and then have him like.
Oh, it's +2 enemy attraction.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is +2.
Yeah. Honestly, I would actually do testing with him and Gorm just for fun, just to see.
But one thing to note, the difference between Gorm and Murren is if you don't happen to have Theria for the party-wide faint nil, then Murren already is apparently nil to faint. So you don't have to worry about him fainting.
That is pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And his insane HP buffs too. Like, I mean, he kind of just, man. Murren is just like, wow, yeah, he's really good, man.
Okay.
Armor
Well,
plus.
he has the chance to not get flinched from stuff too.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty big. I'll have to do my own testing because I only have what Jaw's talking about here. But I would wager that like if you're not running Gorm, he might be the second best option in Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. For as
you
a free general pool unit, yeah, for sure, he's definitely second best.
Well, I mean, if we were going to compare to what are the other options, probably Granddad and Ruto.
Ruto, I wouldn't really. I mean, Ruto just got that like 7% or not the 7-second physical immune, but I'd say Gorm, Murren, Granddad, and then Ruto.
Yeah. So I'm saying it doesn't matter that he's general pool. Across the board, if we're talking about a tank to use,
Oh yeah,
Gorm, and then like Murren's above everybody else, possibly. Right?
yeah.
Like
I
that's
I
what we're
would
talking
I would
about.
wage. I'd be
40.
willing to
Yeah.
say that it's Gorm, Murren, Granddad,
Yeah.
and then Ruto.
Yeah. And I bet there's select comps you could set up where he could potentially perform better than Gorm. I bet. I bet he could, especially because you could get your team to be like elevated on defense too. Because Gorm, obviously, one of the big reasons that he's super good is like you get to protect somebody else that's weak. Like
Right.
you can make Theria borderline unkillable if you want to, which is awesome. But
Mhm.
you know, he can have a little bit of that, but for the entire
7.
team, which is cool.
So 127% defense at battle start is what I'm calculating so far. Is pretty nutty.
It's a little bit okay.
And then he
A
gets
little bit okay.
Just fine.
right.
It's just fine.
Because if
This
you run
is
everybody
fine.
as machine, you get 40%, and then you get 30% from his charisma, and that even strength. That's a little shy of what is it?
Grand Brave.
Grand Brave.
Grand.
Then he
Grand
has a
Force?
defense max, and then he has resolve up 5, and then he has what is that other one? I think that's it. But yeah, 127% at battle start. That's just, and then he has Fiend Shield too. Like, and then he has I wouldn't work. Oh, yeah, that doesn't matter in arena. But then he also has anti-type shield. Like, jeez,
Yeah, some good stuff.
really
Yeah,
is.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
really
Very
good
nice.
stuff.
So yeah, hopefully that explained your question. Try.
Yeah.
We did talk about it earlier, but not as much as we did now. But yeah, thanks for bringing it up.
Sure.
So I don't know if you guys have anything else to add to.
No, I think we much covered everything for today's. It was
Take
a
it
lot
away,
of
DK.
talk for a general unit. In my opinion. That's how you know that he brings a lot to the table. But yeah, guys, that will be covering everything to today. Thank you guys so much for checking out our podcast. We do try to do this every time a new unit drops, which I believe last week we didn't have much, but a time trials event, so that's why we skipped last week's. So we do try to keep this every Sunday, so at 8 o'clock at the same time. So make sure you guys check out the other ones for the future. Again, thank you guys, and thank you Zero and John for helping me out with this. You guys are awesome, but we will see you guys on the next podcast.